Rejection hurts, whether it's a job, a team, or a relationship. It can make you question everything. But here's the truth. Rejection doesn't define you. It redirects you.
Redirecting yourself from a no, that's how it shifts you into where you should be.
Yeah.
It's like being open to it. It's almost like the yes man thing.
I felt when I signed to the Philadelphia Eagles, that was actually the first time I was fired. And I'm just now even realizing that, like, that was my first time, like, actually being rejected in my profession.
This isn't just a podcast, this is motivation. They be like, Res training who? I just know they hate. We ain't being patient, cause that mean that we be waiting. We just seeing greatness, I don't want to just paint.
Welcome back to ShowtimeSpeaks, the Keep Going podcast. It's just me and FSC Media in the building. Something calm, something cool. Matt, what's going on, man?
I'm just laughing inside because we got new neighbors upstairs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're getting broken in right now.
Well, I tried to simmer it down a little bit.
It's good.
Just a
Keep
little
being
bit.
you. Keep being you.
No, I love.
They gotta adapt.
It's cool because the topic of today is talking about rejection. So I hope that today we don't get rejected by the new neighbors. In terms of, Showtime Speaks, the Keep Going podcast and where we're trying to go, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and start leaving comments. I want to connect more with the audience. I want to hear what you guys like, what you guys don't like, what you guys want to see more of, and just really just have these open conversations. I kind of want to get more, I want to get closer to you guys. So stay on this journey with us, y'all. Yeah, man, today is about rejection, man. And I think that is something that we all kind of go through. And it's something that I kind of wanted to speak on. I recently just got a message from one of my old teammates, and he talked about being rejected and just dealing with that. And I felt like it was really, really something on my mind that I really wanted to kind of strongly encourage people to kind of, it's okay. It's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to redirect you. I just wanted to hear, like, what are your thoughts on rejection?
Obviously, we all go through it. In our own ways, whether it's athletes or business, you start to know as I get older, and I'm in my 40s, that that rejection is a key driver in a lot of people. Yeah. But I think when it just becomes harder because once you have to deal with that rejection and you feel like the time is running out, I think that's a different thing. Yeah. And that's, I think, maybe what your friend's going through is because there's also with athletes a time limit. Yeah. So rejection is also in crunch time. Like with business, if there's a rejection, you're like,
move on to the next.
Yeah, move on to the next thing. Yeah, you have more time. You feel like there's not really a clock on it. So, but I do feel like rejection for me has always been the driver of why I keep pushing, keep working harder, and why a lot of things have happened for me because a lot of people rejected me in certain ways and made me push to be like, well, if you don't want me, then I'm going to figure out how to do it myself. But we said this before, like athletes are different because you can't just go do it yourself.
Whether it's that perfect holiday gift or the ring that you've been waiting to give, make sure you go see Cozy Jeweler, the jeweler that keeps us cool. Oops, I meant Cozy, stop playing. And when you get there, tell them Showtime Speaks sent you. It's hard. You got to rely on so much around you to kind of, dictate your future. And the only thing, and we had T. Smith come on last week, and he talked about controlling what you can control. And those moments when you're facing rejection, you do have to find different ways to control your feelings and emotions to kind of get through that. So I have 5 steps of trying to get through rejection, and I felt like it would connect so much with our male-driven audience that we have that I feel like facing rejection is hard for us. And I think the first thing that I have on the list is feel it and don't fake it. And I feel like it's this quote, you can't heal what you don't feel. And I think that sometimes we suppress the things that we hide, and it doesn't give us an opportunity to actually feel it. So when you're going through that rejection, I think that I've been cut so many different times. I've been called up to the office in these big buildings with these big companies, these NFL companies, or whether if it's in the CFL. And I remember sitting in that spot and them looking at me saying, like, you did everything that you did. You did everything you could. We appreciate your service. We appreciate you being here. You were a true asset to the team. And they basically, they give you a hug, they give you a black trash bag, and they send you on your way. Big shout out to the presenting sponsor, Next Level Physical Therapy. It's that time of the year again. Your body's starting to wear down. The grind doesn't stop. and your body starts to feel it. Those early mornings are getting a little colder. The recovery is getting a little harder, but that's when you need to invest back into yourself. My team at Next Level Physical Therapy is here to keep you moving, pain-free, and performing at your best. Don't wait till something breaks down. Take action right now. Hit that link below, schedule your free assessment, and start feeling like yourself again. Because when your body's right, everything else follows. It's so hard because that was my first sign of being rejected from when I got to the NFL. When I signed to the Philadelphia Eagles, that was actually the first time I was fired. And I'm just now even realizing that, like, that was my first time, like, actually being rejected in my profession. And I felt it.
And it's not like it's a job where, like, you're not, like, you're going in there, you're not doing what was written on the paper, and they're firing you.
Yeah.
Or you, stole something and you're fired or whatever. Like, you're giving every ounce of yourself.
Yeah, performance.
Yeah.
And
that's a different kind of rejection. Like, I don't know if I know, like.
And it's so public.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I would go on Twitter, I would type my name in, and it would, like, you talking about feel it, don't fake it. Like, I was feeling every moment of going through these times in my life where it felt like I wasn't even going to make it through. And, like, I remember going to my next workout. This part of Showtime Speaks to Keep Going podcast is brought to you by Schwion's Clothing and Formal Wear. And once you feel good, it's time to look good. The holidays are coming up, events, dinners, parties, and you know how we move, because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you play good. I went to Jacksonville and I had this workout and I was so angry that, like, I basically, like, I couldn't really feel what was happening, but I would just, I was so angry that at the point that I was rejected, that I didn't really know what to do and I didn't know how to act. So in that moment, it made me a better person, though, because, you know, you look at the things that you go through and you feel the rejection, but you really gotta. It's funny because there's one of the top 5 things that I have that I'll speak on below that I'm excited to get to, but I'll stay on subject because it's a very critical piece to getting through this whole entire thing. And I kind of want to move on to the next thing.
I'm seeing that too. So I'm like, you want to add to it later. Yeah.
Exactly. So the next thing is finding the lesson in no. And I was just about to make that point, because when you're going through what you're going through, that rejection feeling like somebody let you down or feeling like your performance wasn't good enough, like, you need to find the lesson in that. And I feel like when I was faced in those moments where things didn't go right, I had to self-reflect and look myself in the mirror and say, like, what can I learn from this? And I think that that's one of the most critical pieces to dealing with rejection. It's truly finding the lesson in the no that you just received.
Yeah. I think about this time, and we talk about it a lot within my family. You know, my son is a lacrosse player in high school. It was probably like 4 years ago. He tried out for this box lacrosse team and really wanted to play on it, loved the coach. And the coach ended up calling him, and he was like, you know, they were picking 18 guys. He said, you're my 19th guy. So, like, it's kind of been like the thing with my son, but he said, you're my 19th guy. I had to take a lefty. And so from that moment, I remember next day, all he did was play with his left hand. And, like, that's the lesson in the no. And that's what you want to teach, why they say no. And then you just got to go all in and get better so that next time, you know, they can't.
Yeah, they can't reject you.
Take away the reasons for them to say no. It's hard to flip a mind. A lot of people dwell on a no.
Yeah. I've been at that space where the no felt like an eternity of, I'm never going to make it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of us go through those no's and we can't see the light. And I think that when you're going through those processes, it's so hard and it brings so many different emotions out of you that as a man, you truly will find out who you are through this entire process during this. So we talked about feeling it and doing something about it, but also, like, taking this action of finding a lesson Like that's the most, like this might be the most critical piece to this whole entire thing, because if you harp on something for too long, you never can reach that next blessing. And I think that throughout each stage of the rejection of the no's that I received, because I started to process my mind and self-reflect first, it helped me get through it faster. So my advice to, if you continue to keep hearing no, I think you just need to use it as a building block to say, all right, this no is just building it up for me to just to stand on top. And for me, even me being here doing the podcast, because I was rejected by the CFL by not having a contract, or when I was rejected by not having a contract in the NFL, I went out and found my own yes. And I think that that's a part of the process too, is that sometimes you got to go find it yourself. And that is becoming an entrepreneur, becoming this person that you said that, like, listen, I don't want somebody else controlling my own destiny. So I'm going to go figure this out on my own. The more no's you hear is really setting you up for the success that you're going to have throughout the rest of your life. Don't fall on the knife of no.
Yeah.
I just really want to harp on that, because we get so stuck in this place right here, especially as a man, that you feel like you're suffering. I think that it's okay to acknowledge those feelings and understand that, like, it's okay to be in that feeling and in that space for a while, but you can't stay there too long. And I think that's the most important thing. And it falls on the next thing is double down on your process. Like when I got released, I didn't stop training. You know what I'm saying? I just started to train a little bit harder, and I changed the philosophy of maybe I just need to get better. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am.
Yeah.
So double down on, all right, you know, when you were coming out of college, oh, they did say you weren't fast enough. Oh, they did say that your routes probably weren't as polished as a guy who went to a Division I school. Or it may have been, you know, you couldn't understand the offense a certain kind of way. You didn't pick it up fast enough, so we're just going to put you on practice squad. It's like you have to double down when you do go into those spaces where it doesn't happen for you. Can you go back in the lab and go figure it out? And I love the fact that life gives you so many different opportunities to go and try to get it right. And like even sitting here today, you know, I doubled down on this. And I feel like I'm finally reaching to a point where all those no's, you can't deny me in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I control the destiny of how hard I'm going to work for this. And it's like, I finally feel like I've tapped into that creative side. I finally feel like I'm finding myself again. And even a couple days ago, I got rejected to go give a speech somewhere. And we were going through the email, and I'm emailing back and forth, and we're having a conversation, and then we get to the money, and then I don't know what happened in between, but it was, we're going to go in a different direction. And immediately at that moment, I said, you know what? I got to double down on what I'm doing, and maybe it was my approach. Maybe I wasn't stern enough, or maybe I got to check myself in that moment.
Or maybe it was none of it.
And maybe it was none of it.
Like that's the thing with all of this is you got to put out a lot more than one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you're talking about one person.
Yeah.
Like
we literally just got finished talking about that.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about hating and like, you know, he's trying to find a school. He's trying to find, you know, where his direction and where he's trying to go. And it's just like, you only need one person to love and like you.
Yeah.
For you to really be successful.
It's not going to happen on the first reach out.
No.
You know, I mean, it can, but it's not. It's not going to happen.
It's not ideal.
It's like what you think you want and what you're going for is might not even be what you should be doing or your path, you know? Like I've found that like what I'm doing now has nothing to do with what I thought I was going to do 15 years ago. You know what I mean? But I love what I'm doing now, and everything I've done has led me to what I'm doing now, but I never would have guessed it, you know?
I feel the same. I really feel the same way.
I think if you're redirecting yourself from a no, that's how that's how it shifts you into where you should be.
Yeah.
It's like being open to it. It's almost like the yes man thing. You know what I mean? Like if you just always say yes to everything, you end up in situations you never would have thought would put you in, and you start to all of a sudden figure out what you really are supposed to be instead of just hearing a no, never adjusting and just trying to stay on that same exact path.
Yeah.
But really your life is telling you like that's not your path.
And if you're struggling, if you're going through this, you are not alone. I think everybody is at a different step of this process, and accepting where you are is the first step. I think that it falls into the next category that we have for number 4 on this list is protect your mindset and your environment. You know, rejection breeds doubt. Like, and if you're surrounded by negativity, how can you ever overcome what you're going through? And I think that having good company around you really helps remind you of who you are and what you're actually capable of doing. But if you're hanging around the wrong crowd, the wrong group of people who aren't encouraging you, who aren't putting you in a place where like, listen, you can make it, you can do it. And sometimes it is just you and you don't really have nobody. And sometimes you need to come to an episode or a show like this to kind of redirect yourself to kind of find that again for yourself. So protect your energy, protect your mindset, protect your environment. You know, make sure you're around good company, man, because it'll truly take you further than you actually really think. Being in the position that I'm in now, you know, I'm sitting in this seat because I've surrounded myself with people who helped me get in this position, who helped me believe again, who helped me see myself again. 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I was down, trying to get a new contract, thinking that I'm going to play again in the CFL. The agent stopped calling. The love stopped happening, and you start to see like, man, like what am I going to do? Like, where am I going to go? What idea are you going to come up with that's going to help you get back to feeling like yourself again? And I had to pry myself out of these spaces to get there. But the people who I kept around me, the Kennys, the Matts, my family, T. Smith, like those things helped catapult me to where I am right now. And it encouraged me to be where I'm at. And just, you know, and I know we talked about it in the beginning of the episode of somebody reaching out to me, asking me like, Sheed, like, bro, I just keep getting rejected. Like, what do I have to do? Well, the first thing that you can do is come here and listen to this conversation and understand that, like, bro, you ain't alone on this, man. And I'm actually dedicating this video to you, bro, because you help encourage this conversation of rejection, because a lot of us are going through this, man. And a lot of prayer, a lot of stuff that goes into getting out of these spaces. But the biggest thing is really having a strong company, a strong base, a strong firm to kind of help you get out of it. And I'm extremely grateful for the people that I have in my life right now, because I was not okay for a little while. So to finally come out of that space, I just feel so free again. And it goes back to when I talked about what my word is and how I'm feeling lately. And I want to double down on that. I truly want to double down on like feeling free, man. So that's just how I'm feeling currently. If you got anything to add to that.
I was just going to say, this is definitely the most important one. I think it's the reason, like, I know for me personally, I know my family, like, we like hanging out with you and Kenny and like, and all the athletes in general, because there's just a different mindset and I'm not saying every athlete, but at a certain level, the dedication, the work ethic, the personality, like it's infectious. And when you're surrounded by that, like you were sitting in here earlier and you're like, it's so quiet and whatever in here. And that's a lot of the week is, like I was saying, writing emails, sitting in your thoughts, doing all this stuff now. And to have energy like this come in on a Friday and you just feel like just brings life to it. It is the most important thing to get yourself surrounded for. And also like with having Hayden hang out with you guys and be around you guys. And because it's a part that I can't teach him. I'm not, I played sports, but not at a level, at any level. I played everyone was accepted to play.
Yeah.
You know, was the captain of the football team. I would say
go.
that, but
Yeah.
I wanna, you know, but lost every game, but
Yeah,
you know, whatever.
that's fine.
But I think, you know, just knowing what you're good at, surrounding yourself with people that help support and bring out something that maybe you're not as good at and inspire the people around you. That's, I think it's so important to have
man.
that.
The last and final step of all that really ties into what Showtime Speaks really stands for. And then we went through the whole list of dealing with rejection, and that's to keep going, you know, and the pain of rejection should remind you of how bad you truly want it. Like, I've experienced so much of rejection that's the reason for what Showtime Speaks is. You know, and I talk about finding a way to keep going. And when I talk about that, I don't just want it to be, oh, you just pick it up and you just roll with the punches and you just keep going. Nah. Feel it. Deal with it. Process it. Watch who you hanging around. Like all these different, it's steps to finding a way to keep going. It's not just ignoring feelings and just getting through life. Cry. Let it out. Be a human. Don't just be don't fall underneath the narrative of suck it up. You a man. You don't gotta deal. It's okay. Like you move on to the next. Nah. It's okay to let those tears flow. Be in it. Understand why you're going through it. Find the lesson in it. Because rejection is basically a lesson to get you closer to who you truly are. Don't forget that. We're talking about keep going every single week on the show. We talk about these things and we invite these people on here and they get the chance to share their keep going journey. Like, this is all to really show you that like you're not alone in what you're going through. And like that's what Showtime Speaks is about. It's not, oh, what big star can we get to come in here and sit here and have these conversations and talk with? Nah, I'm trying to help build the community. I'm trying to help build the culture. I'm trying to help build the mindset that we can do anything. I've been closing deals like I've never been able to do before. I've tapped into my creative side because I was rejected by, it's not the end. And it's so crazy that when you're going through these feelings and you're going through these things, you just feel like I'm never going to escape this feeling. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can. Like, you can actually make it through. And I'm like a witness. Matt's a witness of going through the process. And we every week, like we go and like now we got this tradition now that we go and sit at the restaurant up there and we talk. And like you realize that like you're more alike than you actually really think. Just because somebody might be a little older or they might be a little bit more ahead in business or ahead of you and they probably reached some goals and some things before you, they might be like mentally, they might be somewhere where you've been at or where you're going or where you headed to. And when we sit there and we actually talk as men in fellowship, you get a chance to really hear that like, I'm going through that same thing too, man. So all this to say, man, turn every no into a new level, man. Turn those no's into yeses, man. Turn that rejection into your power to make you great again. So, that's my spill on it, man. I'm super passionate about this. I want to see people grow. If you enjoyed this conversation, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Stick around, man. Grow with us, man. This is Showtime Speaks, man. Matt, you got anything for us, man?
If anybody is feeling anything out there, to DM
man.
Showtime Speaks.
Let's do it.
Because this is obviously, this whole episode came from a
message,
a
man.
DM. Yeah. And if you're feeling any sort of way or anything, obviously we won't name names or anything, but it's just it's good for the show, good for people to just kind of let it out and share.
Like Matt said, man, send those DMs, man, and let's continue to grow together. This is Showtime Speaks, man. Continue to stay on this journey with the show. You already know it's always going to be Showtime Speaks.